Okay, so thank you all for coming. I know what we are all here for. We have to discuss a lot of subjects in this meeting regarding health, economy, and the Be Marlboro campaign. Shall we start?
Indeed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's start.
So, according to studies done in 2010, 17.8% of deaths in males and 9.7% of deaths in females were caused by this addiction. Then we started with a campaign to reduce the use of tobacco. How is that working?
It is working pretty well. From 2010 to 2015, the tobacco rates dropped 26% for females and 14% for males. Now only 18% of females and 30% of males in Argentina smoke.
Although this is a good thing, I have heard that the company Marlboro is targeting teenagers but making smoking seem like a really exciting choice for young people via the campaign, as I mentioned before, Be Marlboro. Regarding health, experts say that this is dangerous for public health. Although the percentage of smokers have decreased, this campaign violates the law in a few aspects. Let me start by saying that this is being directly affecting the teenagers, that it shows topics that attract them, like having experiences in living. Also, using an app to scan a code to give real promotions to receive certain products and tickets for events when you buy more of their product.
I agree with the government. I feel like Marlboro is directing this campaign to a group of people who can smoke since they are underage. And let's be honest, teenagers are an easy target.
I just want to add that we weren't directing our campaign towards teenagers. Actually, it was directed to young adults who also are really attracted by the having experiences in living themes.
So, in general, can we say that Marlboro is a big contributing factor to the crisis here in Argentina, right?
Yeah, alright. Enough about negative things. Why don't we talk a little bit about economy and foreign direct investment? Oh, and about the profits our company gives to your country, because every story has two sides.
You are right. We do agree with the fact that your company has helped our economy because you have helped lots of small farmers thrive because you do not grow your own tobacco. You just buy it from local farmers, and that is really good for them. However, lots of Argentinian tobacco companies have dissolved because they couldn't deal with you as a competition, and that's not great for the economy either. I think this affects the workers the most. What do you think about that?
I actually have to be with Marlboro on this one. It might be true that they are eliminating private companies. However, Marlboro gives excellent payment for workers like me. In general, I'd rather work on the Marlboro than individual companies that I'm not even sure how much they would pay.
Okay, company. I understand that Marlboro helps Argentina economically, but could you be more specific in terms of how are you respecting the local producers and if you're taking advantages of their resources?
Yes, as you said before, Marlboro helps Argentina economically, and I wouldn't say that we take advantage of your resources, because if we did, we wouldn't be paying or buying the tobacco your local producers grow. We would be growing our own, and actually we would be making much more money if we did that and just not caring about local producers and smashing them, and that's about it. But we actually do care. Instead of doing that, we help. We are part of your economy, and you can get a profit out of this too. Yes, maybe we sell a product that has health issues, but the addiction of your population is helping your economy grow.
I actually agree that Marlboro is creating more quality jobs. In fact, I think that everybody's winning with the Be Marlboro campaign. They are creating better wages for me when they buy my tobacco, and thus, since I have a job, you, as the government, don't need to worry about giving people more jobs because Marlboro is already doing that for you.
So, you are all taking advantage of addiction, but no one of you is caring about the public health or advertisement regulations just because you are getting a profit out of it?
I'm gonna stop you right there because you are making some really big accusations with that statement. You are saying that Marlboro is heartless and that we don't care about Argentina, we don't care about your people. But if that was so, we wouldn't be helping your local workers, we wouldn't be buying your stuff, and we wouldn't be applying every single regulation we have been told to do. And besides that, if we were so heartless, could you please explain to me why do we donate to charity?
Your public image is still important. If you want to remain the number one cigarette brand in Argentina, plus it helps with taxes.
Well, I actually have to disagree with that for one, because Marlboro actually has to pay a lot of taxes for selling cigarettes because of what the government implemented, and that was your idea. Another thing that you need to consider is that Marlboro can't exactly keep a perfect image. Because when they sell a cigarette package, they actually need to put a description of what it can do to you. And with that, they need to put an image as well, which is pretty clear in my opinion.
That is true. We have been applying all the restrictions since 2010 and the product is still selling. We have used nearly all the regulations possible to have reduced tobacco.
I believe you misunderstood, workers. The taxes that you deduct by donating to charity are the taxes that the company has to pay because of producing the product. They have nothing to do with the implemented sales taxes that the government added to stop people from buying cigarettes.
Even so, whatever we still have to give a really huge tax to the government. And besides that, our sales do lower a lot because of everything we have to implement. And if we really cared that much, we would be getting banners and everything saying Marlboro donated here or something. And we don't. You don't really hear that. So it's not really about our image.
Plus, another thing about Argentina is that smoking is part of our culture. We grow tobacco, we smoke tobacco. There's little to nothing that you can do about it.
If that really were true, the numbers wouldn't be dropping so much.
Well, actually there's one thing. If you raise the prices, then less people are going to buy it by definition.
Besides that, the numbers are still there. They exist. And that means there are still smokers out there.
Wait, so going back to the workers, I have a question for you, company. So what have you done to stop child labor and the bad conditions that your workers suffer? Or how can you assure that neither of these things happen in your company?
As a representative of the company, I can assure you that we don't have that treatment for our workers. In fact, you can check the website indeed.com where workers can anonymously rate the treatment that they get and the wages they get in the company, and anyone can access it. And no one is complaining. Everyone is pretty happy. Even maintenance workers are happy with their wages and their treatment.
Let me stop you right there. How do we know that your website is trustworthy, and how can you assure us that you didn't pay that website to put good reviews about the company?
I can swear that we didn't bribe anyone to get good reviews on that site or the workers. But if you really don't take my word, then why don't you ask the workers?
Well, I actually have to agree with her. As I've said a million times, they do pay their workers well. Plus, they also contribute to social programs, such as anti-child labor programs, which I think are very helpful to the state.
It's nice that the workers have good conditions. However, I would like to talk about how little Argentinian companies grow enough to expand to other countries. This will not be the case if we stop focusing our workforce on FDI. Unlike other countries such as Mexico and Colombia, we are falling behind because we have failed to work on our own market.
Additionally, are we just supposed to ignore this health crisis when more than 20,000 children and 6,167,000 Latin Argentinians smoke every day? If our citizens have bad health, how will our growth turn into development?
I want to add one more thing. Did you know that one cigarette contains more than 8,000 chemicals? Approximately 100 of them are potential causes of lung cancer, cardiovascular diseases, or emphysema.
Well, I actually have to say something about that. What you're saying might be right, but lower health values is something that we always need to consider as a risk when we increase what our economy can do. For example, McDonald's is entering into a lot of economies. How healthy can that be? Let's be honest. Another thing is that cars produce fumes, doubt that that's too good for your lungs either. Factories produce is even more of a problem. So what do you have to say about that?
Besides that, have you seen the government really do anything about it? Yes, they do implement campaigns and regulations and everything. That they could stop the Marlboro campaign, and they won't. It has been banned in thousands of countries. Actually, most of the world it has been banned, but they won't do it. They won't ban it. They could even ban cigars and make them illegal, or they could sue us for violating advertisement laws. But they won't do that. They won't do that because they know that they need our jobs and they need our help with their economy and how we help them grow. And they know that they need the addiction to keep on going so they can keep on growing.
Here is our conclusion.
It is true that Marlboro is helping Argentina by creating jobs and moving the local economy. We do not believe that it should be at the cost of public health. Marlboro is a corporation and therefore has no morality, and it is not concerned by the damage its campaign caused. However, we believe that to remain likable, they do things like have promotions and donate to charity. They also work harder than most to remain liked by their employees and to avoid any scandals about how they treat agriculturists. They keep their hands clean by buying directly from them instead of hiring them. This creates competition among farmers, which is good, but it stops other sectors of the economy from becoming industrialized on their own. The disadvantage in machinery has stopped most local cigarette brands from real growth, and the government's indifference has protected Marlboro from any consequence. We think it is unlikely that this will change, and is only one of the 1,000 examples of corporations exploiting the land of underdeveloped countries for a prime matter, destroying local brands and ensuring they never grow to be real threats internationally.